Dan's gonna see that, Rob. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Military History Chronicles. Oh, I'm not sure. It should have the description in there. That's weird, Mark. I don't know what that's all about. But welcome to Military History Chronicles. Today, we're going to get into some stuff that was going on before World War I. Kind of what the events that led up to World War I. And I think it's kind of prudent for the simple fact, the biggest issue, and I put that in the description as well. Alliances and treaties between the different European nations, it really played a role in why the war broke out. I'm not saying war is gonna break out, but you got the NATO stuff going on right now, especially between Europe and Russia. So, are there parallels? I don't know. I'll let you guys make that decision. But I think it's interesting to kind of talk about what happened in World War I, and alliances and treaties did have an issue with that. What's up, Matt? Man, don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that, Matt. That's going to be for tomorrow. That will be tomorrow night. Yeah. I don't even want to start going down that road because I have a lot to say, as you might expect. As you might expect. Gosh, what's up, Johnny? Good to see you out there. Yeah, I see the regulars. Mark Graves, Jim is out there, Rob C. And of course, Matt. But yeah, we'll get into the whole what the hell. I sent Will B the link. He might be busy. He might be eating. He might be eating. We'll see. But yeah, as far as JD Davis, yes, he did, Matt. Yes, he did. Yeah, let me say that because I could go. Yeah, I saw that, Joshua. I just saw it on Twitter where Armstead got released. We'll see what that means for the 49ers. I'll leave that up. I'll leave that subject up for Larry and Dan and Lowe's. There are a lot more on the particulars of that type of stuff. I know a little bit about it, but nothing like they do. Yes, Will B is probably balancing it. You're probably correct. He might be out there grilling. Today was another beautiful day here in Northern California, so I want to be surprised if he's out there grilling. So he may show up. We'll see. But yeah, hey, I'm going to get to this website real quick. It's a good website. As a matter of fact, it was a website that I used in my undergraduate. Matter of fact, this is one of the links that they provided us that we could locate some sources we wanted to use because I actually had. What's up, Cliff? What's up, man? I had to sneak away to the bathroom to watch him. That's dedication, Cliff. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Way to go. But yeah, this was a website that we used my World War I class that I had in my undergraduate. Yeah, it was fun. Matter of fact, I did my paper on why alliances created a situation that it did for World War I to break out. I kind of hinted at it a little bit when I did the show on Realpolitik, how Otto von Bismarck, he created so many alliances and treaties with other nations around that was surrounding Germany. Again, he did that for the protection of Germany itself. But the problem is that work that he did was it helped Germany in a way, but then it, like I said, it also created the situation in why World War I broke out. But we'll get into this here in a little bit. I'm going to do a lot of reading here because they do a better job explaining it. I don't want to mess anything up. I'm going to blow it up a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Dang it. I'm going to have to hold on. Let me bring this over like that. Yeah, there we go. So if I'm not mistaken, this is going to start this timeline Yeah, hold on. Actually, let me see. It kind of goes into a tangle of alliances. Yeah, this is pretty good. We could actually break down the different treaties that were signed as well. What's up? Hey, what's up, Smith? What's up? Awesome. We got Ryan out there. Is it true that only he truly? Yes, that is correct, Ryan. What's up, Val? 100%. Ryan is all over this. Yes, it was. Otto von Bismarck. I mean, his brain was so huge in being able to negotiate these different treaties with all the European nations that were surrounding Germany. I mean, it was incredible. The work that he did was incredible. And here's the thing. As soon as Otto von Bismarck was no longer the chancellor or what was he? Some kind of minister. I can't remember what his actual, because of course, at the time, Germany was a monarchy, but he was running the whole foreign affairs type stuff. And he was the only one that knew how to navigate that. He's the only one. And then once he got out of the picture and they left it up to the other guy, and I can't remember who it was. I can't offhand. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, I kind of went to shit after that. Once Bismarck got out of the picture, it was pretty bad. No, he was not the Kaiser. No, he was not the Kaiser. Remember, it was a monarchy, and Otto von Bismarck never rose to the rank of king, if you will. We did. You know, it's funny. If you look at that picture, did you notice the two guys on each end? One of them is Kaiser von Wilhelm II. That's the guy on the right. The guy on the left is Tsar Nicholas II. You think those two guys look the same? Here, let's bring it up. You think these guys look similar? The guy in the middle is Emperor Franz Joseph. He was the king of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. But as you can see, if you look at the thumbnail there, yeah, they were cousins. Imagine that. Yeah. The Kaiser and Tsar Nicholas were cousins. That's why they look so similar. Yeah, it's interesting. That's just the way monarchies were back in Europe. Everybody was kind of related to everybody, and they ruled their own damn country. It was, yeah, unique. Yeah, and saying they had Caesars in the 20th century. Yeah, no kidding. And it's funny. We could get into this a little bit more, but after World War I, a lot of the monarchies that were existing at that time were gone. The German monarchy, gone. Austro-Hungarian monarchy, gone. Russian monarchy, gone. The Ottoman Empire, gone. So yeah, World War I was pretty cataclysmic as far as European forms of government. Have I seen Pinhead from? He was actually a German officer in World War I before he started working directly for Hell. Imagine that. There you go. Hellraiser, the movie. Pinhead was in World War I. All right, here, let's get into this real quick before I start diverting anymore. Let me get rid of this. Back to this. All right. Again, guys, anyway, it's firstworldwar.com. Has great information, a whole bunch of stuff. A lot of different sources you can get to. But if I'm going to say we're going to say June 28th in Sarajevo, 1914. Actually, let's not even go there. This is Franz Ferdinand. This is where the guy got killed. All right. Yeah. I want to get in more into this. The tangle of alliances. This is where I want to be. Okay. Such were the mechanics that brought the world's major nations into war at one time or another. It is clear from the summary above that the alliance system, as Ryan alluded to, was as much as fault as anything in bringing about the scale of the conflict. What was intended to be strictly a limited war, a brief war between accuser and accused, Austria-Hungary and Serbia rapidly escalated into something that was beyond the expectations of even the most warlike ministers in Berlin and certainly Vienna, which quickly became alarmed at the spiraling events in late July and sought German reassurances. Real quick, I'm going to kind of divert here. Do you understand? Okay, I've talked about this before. When fighting starts breaking out, things take a mind of its own. Things can just go completely haywire. It may not go exactly as planned. As a matter of fact, the American Civil War, the war that I love talking about, they all thought that was going to be one battle, and then the war is over and everything is going to be fine. Well, sometimes when bullets start flying and cannons start firing, things tend to change. And as you can see here in World War I, that's exactly what happened. It's possible to delve deeply into European history in the quest to unearth the roots of the various alliances that were at play in 1914. However, for our purposes, it serves to date the origins of our core alliances back to Bismarck's renowned intrigues as he set up about creating a unified Germany from a loose assembly of German Confederated States in the 1860s. Again, guys, this is kind of going back to when I was talking about realpolitik. That was the method that Bismarck used to keep Germany from from being entangled in situations that wind up eventually turning into World War I. But that's where it's coming from. That's why I kind of wanted to talk about realpolitik before we got into World War I, because that kind of plays a factor. Yeah, I saw that Armstead gotten released. We'll see what moves the 49ers make now. All right, here we go. Bismarck's Greater Germany. Bismarck, first Prime Minister of Prussia. There you go. And Chancellor of the German Empire. See, he was never the king. Once he had assembled it, set about the construction of Germany through high politics, judicially assisted by war against Austria and France. Again, realpolitik. In other words, it's another, okay, instead of saying realpolitik, I'll go ahead and just say power politics. A lot of people know what power politics. Yes, it was a 9mm. Princip. Yep, he was the Serb that shot Franz. Absolutely. Actually, I'm trying to remember how it worked out. I think he tried to kill him one time and he didn't take the path that he wanted or something like that. I can't remember. But there was already information out there that, hey, someone's going to try to take this guy's life, but they never took actions in preventing it. Anyways, so here we go. Bismarck, power politics. Appointed Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Prussia by Kaiser Wilhelm I. This is not the Kaiser. We're talking about the father of Wilhelm II. In 1862, Bismarck was consumed with the desire to achieve a creation of a German empire out of the collection of smaller German states, largely led by Austria's influence, another German-speaking nation. His first step was to oust Austria as the prime influence among the German states. He achieved this by engineering a war with Austria in 1866 over disputed territory in the Duchy of Holstein, much against the wishes of his own Kaiser. The resulting war lasted just 7 weeks, hence its common title, the 7 Weeks' War, and ended with the complete dominance of the supremely efficient Prussian army. Guys, this is something else we could also get into. The Prussian army was a very well-organized and well-led army. But that again, that's something else we could talk another time. In a peace mediated by the French Emperor Napoleon III, he was gone after the Franco-Prussian War. That was again in 18. I think we're going to get into that. Yep, we're going to get into it, I think. Yeah. Bismarck extracted from Austria not only Schleswig and Holstein, but also Hanover, Hesse, Nassau, I think it's Nassau, and Frankfurt, creating the North German Federation. As importantly, Bismarck had successfully displaced the Austrian in the spheres of influence over the many small German states. So what happened after that 7 Weeks' War against Austria? He's starting to put together the German nation as we know. What's up, Glenn? Man, Glenn. Matt already brought it up. I want to so badly be able to just go ahead and just literally let it loose right now. But I got to wait till tomorrow. I don't want to take away from tomorrow. Got to do that on NorCal. Can't do it on military history. Even, hey, bullets are going to be flying for sure tomorrow night. So maybe, yeah, it's a little bit military history. But no, I hear you. I hear you, Glenn. Oh, anyways, so Kaiser Wilhelm beat Austria in 1866. starting to put together the German nation as we know it today. You know, they had a whole bunch of different, as they said, different states, but he wants to put it together um, in one unified country. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. No, no, don't be sorry, Glenn. I get it. I 100% get it. I agree. And I will make that known again. I think I've made it known quite a few times, but I'm going to reiterate it again tomorrow. All right. So here we go. Having assembled a united assembly in the north, Bismarck determined to achieve the same in the south. And so unite all the German states under the Prussian banner. How to achieve this? There's Bismarck when he's much older. Bismarck resolved that war with the French, a common enemy, would attain his aims. Okay. Resolved that war with the French, a common enemy, would attain his aims. Okay. First, he needed to engineer a credible reason for war. All right. Look, this isn't uncommon, right? False flags. I don't know if you guys heard that before. False flags, where a leader of a country, or not even a leader, it could be some type of individual within a country, commits some type of incident that allows them to take matters into their own hands for the good of the country, right? So basically, he's creating conditions to actually start. The French didn't do anything, right? They didn't do anything, but he's going to create an incident that allows them to be, or allows Bismarck to sit there and say, Germany, we need to fight France. Thus, in 1870, Bismarck attempted to place here we go, Hohenzollern. Hohenzollern. I can't even get it. It's, yeah, okay. A Hohenzollern prince on the throne in Spain. Napoleon III, fearful of the prospect of a theoretical war on two fronts from we'll say the Zollern prince, who was a relative of Kaiser Wilhelm I, objected. So France did not want a Prussian or German type prince to run Spain. So Bismarck turned up the diplomatic heat by releasing on July 14th, 1870, a doctored version of a telegram. It's also known as the Ems telegram. Yes. Ostensibly from the Kaiser to Bismarck himself, called the Ems telegram. The effect of the telegram was to simultaneously insult both France and Prussia over their inability to resolve the dispute over the Spanish throne. Napoleon III, facing civil revolt at home over quite unrelated matters and receiving encouraging noises from his military commanders, responded by declaring war against Prussia 5 days later on the 19th of July, 1870. So what happened was basically they he doctored the telegram to insult the French, which in turn pissed off the emperor. So then the emperor wants to declare war on Germany. I guess that's how you could kind of go. Here we go. Once again, as was the case against Austria, the Prussian military machine demolished the French forces. Napoleon III, who personally led his forces at the lost Battle of Sedan, yeah, that was hopeless, surrendered and was deposed in a civil war that boiled over in France, resulting into the Third French Republic. Man, France went through a lot of stuff, man. from the late 18th century all the way here until I guess you could say late 19th century. They went through a lot. Revolution, Napoleon. Oh, I should say the revolution, the counter-revolution, Napoleon, and now you have this. What's up, Chardon? Let's see. Ryan says, imagine if the Ottoman Empire just sat this one out. Think about all the oil they would have. Oh, went from a corpse to a top 2 or 3 superpower. That's possible. You know, it's funny. It's interesting that you could kind of go down those roles. You know, as like now historians normally you don't like to go down that road. the what if road. But no, it's a fun exercise. Absolutely. I love doing that. I love doing, hey, if this happened or that happened, what could have been the consequences? And it could have been totally different. No doubt about it. Not yet, Chardon. Maybe later. Maybe. Okay, meantime, the Prussian forces laid siege to Paris between September 1870 and January 1871, starving the city into surrender. Yeah, it was like it's a 1-year war. The Russians, the Germans absolutely demolished the French. It was no contest. The consequences of the war were numerous. Aside from the usual territorial gains, France ceded both Alsace. This is going to come in. This Alsace comes into play in World War II. Matter of fact, leading up to World War II, and Lorraine to Prussia, and was forced to pay swingy reparations, equivalent to $1 billion today. That's a lot of money. The southern German states agreed to an alliance with their northern counterparts, resulting in the creation of Bismarck's cherished German Empire. So it was after the Franco-Prussian War of 1870. Germany came together. Germany is now together. They're not all scattered about. There's no Northern Confederation, no Southern Confederation. They're together. They're one nation. Let's see. What is up, Senior? Hey, thanks for everyone joining. I appreciate it. See Robert out there. Good deal. All right, here we go. Bismarck's need for alliances. Now we're starting to get into it. Now we're laying the foundation of what of Germany, because what happened was many of the European nations prior to the Franco-Prussian War, they wanted to keep Germany separated, as it will, right? They wanted to keep them the states from forming one greater Germany, because they understood the repercussions of having a united Germany. They would become a powerhouse in Central Europe. It would disrupt the balance of power. You guys will hear a lot about that when you're reading about European history. The balance of power has been upset with all those German states becoming unified. So Bismarck understood this, and that's why he started creating these alliances. And we're getting into this right now. Bismarck's creation of a unified Germany was a direct relevance to the outbreak of war some 43 years later, talking about World War I, since it resulted in the assembly of key alliances that later came into play. For having achieved his life's aim, Bismarck's expansionary plans were at an end. He had secured what he wanted, and his chief desire now was to maintain its stability. He therefore set about building European alliances aimed at protecting Germany from potentially threatening quarters. Again, remember, he had to the west, he had France. To the south, he still had Austria-Hungary, who were pissed off at Germany because they got their ass whooped. And to the east, you had Mother Russia. He was acutely aware that the French were itching to revenge their defeat at the earliest opportunity, and the loss of Alsace and Lorraine to Prussia would prove to be a lasting sore. Indeed, the French plan for war in 1914, Plan 17, was largely based around the recapture of Alsace and Lorraine in the shortest possible time, with disastrous consequences. Again, we're not going to get it. We're not going to get into the actual war. We're just getting into what led to the war. Oh, here we go. Britain's splendid isolation. I'll let them explain it here. Bismarck did not initially fear an alliance between France and Britain, for the latter, Britain, was at a time in the midst of the self-declared 1870s policy of splendid isolation, choosing to stay above the continental Europe politics. If not Britain, then how about Russia and conceivably beaten foe Austria-Hungary? So here we go. Germany wasn't so worried about the UK entering any kind of fray. His biggest worry again was France, Austria-Hungary, and Russia. Those was his concerns. He understood the UK, they're staying away. They undertook what they called splendid isolationism, which is a fantastic word, right? In other words, they just did not want to be involved in what was going on in on the continent. As a matter of fact, and they pulled out. If I'm not mistaken, I think they fully pulled out of the EU. They never really liked being associated as European, right? They did not like being labeled European. They had their own ideas of what they are. All right, here we go. The Three Emperors League and the Dual Alliance. Here we go. We're already getting into some of these alliances. We're talking about Bismarck still. He began by negotiating in 1873 the Three Emperors League, which tied Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Russia to each other's aid in the time of war. This, however, only lasted until Russia's withdrawal 5 years later in 1878, leaving Bismarck with a new dual alliance with Austria and Hungary. Okay? So, with the Three Emperors League, it was an alliance between Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Russia. Okay? 5 years later, Russia pulled out of it. So it went from the Three Emperors League down to the dual alliance, which was going to be between Germany and Austria-Hungary. This latter treaty promised to aid each other in the event of an attack by Russia, or if Russia aided another power at war with either Germany or Austria-Hungary. Should neither nation be attacked by another power, an example, France, they were to remain at the very least benevolently neutral. Okay, clear as mud, right? So they promised each other that if they were attacked by Russia, they would come to each other's aid. But if they were to be attacked by a different nation, such as France, they would be neutral. So if France attacked Germany, Austria would stay neutral. They would not get involved. Okay. If Russia attacked Austria-Germany, then Germany would come to the assistance of Austria-Hungary. Okay. There we go. This alliance, unlike others, endured until the war in 1914. It was this clause that Austria-Hungary invoked in calling Germany to her aid against Russia because of their support for Serbia, who in turn was protected by a treaty with Russia. Good more cat now. You're the third one, but that's okay because you just got here. I appreciate it. Yes, I will be talking about JD Davis 100% tomorrow. It does sound a lot like NATO, just a little bit, What's up, Will?
Yo, what's cracking, man?
What'd you cook? I know you're cooking.
I was cooking adobo de pollo.
Oh, there you go.
With some charro beans.
Oh boy, I knew it. I knew you were making something.
Dude, it was, man, that turned out pretty well. I made the adobo sauce last night. Let it sit in the fridge overnight. Oh, man.
Oh, ready to go.
Yep. That was.
But real quick, guys, I will get into JD Martinez tomorrow. I promise. I can't do it here on MHC. Unless if Dan comes in here, if you're out in the chat, if you give me, quote unquote, carte blanche, I will more than happy lay into what happened. Let me get this done first, though. All right, just to give you some heads up, I'm talking about the alliances and treaties before World War I.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of there's some parallels, but it's a lot more convoluted than that, Matthew, because there are so many. Look, here we go. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, Mark. 100%. You had the Three Emperors League. Started it off, right? Germany, Russia, Austria-Hungary. Russia pulled out. Now it becomes the dual alliance between Germany and Austria. Okay, there we go. The dual alliance, again, if either of those two countries, Germany or Austria, are attacked by Russia, the other nation would come to its help. If they're attacked by another nation, they would just stay neutral. depending on who's involved, right? But Serbia also had an alliance with Russia, which kind of led to how World War II started, as they said here, because Austria-Hungary had an issue with Serbia. They wanted to attack Serbia, which then brought in the Russians. So then the Russians attacked Austria, or declared war on Austria, which in turn brought Germany into the mix. Okay, we're going to, that I'm kind of fast forwarding a little bit, but there you go. Now we go to the Triple Alliance. 2 years after Germany and Austria-Hungary concluded their agreement, Italy was brought into the fold with the signing of the Triple Alliance in 1881. Under the provisions of this treaty, Germany and Austria-Hungary promised to assist Italy if she were attacked by France and vice versa. Italy was bound to lend aid to Germany or Austria-Hungary if France declared war against each other. Okay, guys, do you see where this is going? This is getting really confusing. I get it. So, the dual alliance was only if Russia attacks Austria and Germany, right? They would get in a mix. If another country invades, they're not going to get involved. But now you got the Triple Alliance, which brings Italy into the fold. But this alliance, basically, it says that if Italy is attacked by France, then Austria and Germany will come in and enter the fray on behalf of Italy. But if France attacked Germany, Italy would not come. Wait, let me see. Let me read this right. Italy is bound to lend aid to Germany, Austria. Okay, there you go. So then Italy would be involved. Oh, it's a mess, dude. It's a mess. Do you see how the web?
It's the most convoluted game of Risk on the planet.
It's crazy.
You know what's funny though? This was the end of all the This signaled the end of monarchy in Europe.
After the end of the war.
Screw this.
Germany, Austria-Hungary, Russia, and Ottoman Empire.
This idea.
All gone.
Yep.
All right. One of the chief aims of the Triple Alliance was to prevent Italy from declaring war against Austria-Hungary, towards whom the Italians were in dispute over territorial matters.
Yep.
So look, Germany has issues with France. Germany they kind of had issues with Austria-Hungary, but they had an alliance. Italy has issues with Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary has issues with Russia. Serbia has issues with Austria-Hungary, who are friends with Russia.
I think at that time there was a border dispute between the Savoy, which was the monarchy in Italy, and they were in dispute between the border of what they call South Tyrol, which is a German
the Tyrol. Yeah. Here,
then,
matter of fact, they talk about it here up here.
And then in the west they had the Piedmont region, which is historically kind of a Franco territory.
Mm. Gosh, I missed this. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, Rudy, we choked again, Rudy. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, Ramilia?
Ramilia.
What's up? Thanks for joining, man. Anyways. Additionally, should any signatory find itself at war with two powers or more, the other two were to provide military assistance. See, there's so many different triggers to these alliances that it was inevitable there was going to be a big war on the European continent. All right, now there was a secret Franco-Italian. So remember, Italy is in the Triple Alliance with Germany and Austria-Hungary, but they also had a secret alliance with France. In the event a Triple Alliance was simply meaningless, for Italy subsequently negotiated a secret peace treaty or secret treaty with France, under which Italy would remain neutral should Germany attack France, which in the event transpired. In 1914, Italy declared that Germany's war against France was an aggressive one, and so entitled Germany to claim neutrality. Yes, we're fast forwarding a little bit here.
Yeah.
A year later, in 1915, Italy did enter the First World War as an ally of Britain, France, and Russia. so much for that Triple Alliance. The Triple Alliance didn't last very long. Austria-Hungary signed an alliance with Romania in 1883, negotiated by Germany, although in the event in the event Romania, after starting World War I as a neutral, eventually joined in with the Allies. As such, Austria-Hungary's treaty with Romania was of no actual significance. The Reassurance Treaty, potentially of greater importance, although it was allowed to lapse 3 years after its signature. Bismarck in 1887 agreed to a so-called Reassurance Treaty with Russia. This document stated that both powers would remain neutral if either were involved in a war with a third, be it offensive or defensive. However, should that third power transpire to be France, Russia would not be obliged to provide assistance to Germany, as was the case of Germany if Russia found itself with war with Austria-Hungary. Bismarck's intention was to avoid the possibility of a two-front war against both France and Russia. This is something that Germany had to deal with ever since they came together, was avoiding a two-front war. The fronts being against, as I said, Russia in the east, France in the west.
Right.
A decidedly tangled mesh of alliances, but the Russian Tsars, Nicholas II, allowed the Reassurance Treaty to lapse in 1890. The same year, the new Kaiser brought about the dismissal of his veteran Chancellor Bismarck. See, that was a mistake. Now, I don't know. The only guy who could navigate these crazy waters of alliances and treaties would have been Bismarck.
Yeah, well, he was trying to.
Yeah, exactly. But Kaiser Wilhelm II wasn't digging it. The Kaiser. No. They didn't dig it.
The monarchy in Europe was just so powerful at that time. There was, that's who made all the decisions over there. But wasn't Poland called Swabia back then?
I think it was Swabia.
Yeah, they were owned by they were part of the German Empire back then. During
yes,
the time
part
period,
of the
right?
Prussian, right?
Prussian Empire,
German, Prussian, whatever. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah,
same thing. Yeah.
Because they didn't become Poland until after World War I.
Right. Yeah. They've been kind of used throughout history.
They've been used, yeah, by both Russian Empire and the German. Austria and Hungary. I mean, they were because remember they had all that Roman Empire.
Don't forget, Baron von Richthofen was actually born in Silesia, which is Poland.
Yep. As a matter of fact, Silesia, that part of territory is actually gets you start getting into World War II stuff there. But
Yep. Oh yeah, it runs deep.
Yep. This rather loosely worded agreement was solidified in 1892 with the Franco-Russian Military Convention, aimed specifically at counteracting the potential threat posed by the Triple Alliance of Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Italy. In short, should France or Russia be attacked by one of the Triple Alliance signatories, or even should a Triple Alliance power mobilize against each other, the other power would provide military assistance. This is the bugaboo right here, where to mobilize meant simply placing a nation on a war footing preparatory to the declaration of hostilities. Okay, guys, now we're getting into the meat and potatoes, all right? Because this is eventually what led to the outbreak. Yes, you had the assassination of the prince, okay? But what happened was Austria-Hungary wanted to retaliate against Serbia because it was a Serbian terrorist. They blamed Serbia for that assassination. Mm-hmm. Okay, they declared war. I think they declared war I can't remember if it was an actual declaration against Serbia. Well, because Serbia had an alliance with Russia, right? Now Russia is going to declare war. But the thing is then everybody started mobilizing.
Yep.
Okay. And because of this mobilization, just because you are not necessarily going to war, but you're preparing for war, it literally created other nations to also start mobilizing. But the problem is, during that time, once you start mobilizing, there was only one thing left to do. And it wasn't a recall. It was you're going to war. That's just, unfortunately, that's just the way it was. And then the British emergence from splendid isolation. Yeah, you missed it. That's one thing. The British, during this time, were practicing what they called splendid isolationism. In other words, they did not want to, or splendid isolation. They didn't want to have anything to do with what was going on down in Europe.
Oh, man. They tried to escape it.
Right. But let me see if it's good. Get it in here.
They couldn't.
No, because they had an alliance. I don't know. There was something with let me get into it. Oh, that was a no. Yeah. I forgot about that. Hold on. Here we go. I'll tell you why. There's another factor. But anyways, the UK will get. I think we're going to get into it because UK didn't want anyone to infringe on the right of Belgium, and I think was it the Netherlands? I think no, it was Belgium. They didn't want nothing to do with Belgium. If anyone messed with Belgium, the UK was going to enter. Anyways, Britain was awakening from the emergence of Germany as a great European power and the colonial power at that. Kaiser Wilhelm's successor, Wilhelm II, proved far more ambitious in establishing a place in the sun for Germany. With the effective dismissal of Bismarck, the new Kaiser was determined to establish Germany as a great colonial power in the Pacific, most notably Africa. Germany was a little bit late to the party when it came to colonizing Africa. There was what was it called? Maybe you know.
The Boer Wars before.
No, not the Boer Wars, but there was a word that they used when all European countries were trying to colonize Africa, and then there was a word for it.
Shit, yeah, I remember.
Something about the run on Africa. Something
it was
like
the mid 1800s
yes.
or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, where all these European nations wanted to get the piece of property on Africa.
Yeah.
And but Germany was late because again, Germany wasn't necessarily a country until late. They didn't get unified until the 1870s.
Right.
So that's why they got a little bit late in that. And another thing is, and they'll probably talk about it here. Yep. Wilhelm encouraged the naval minister Tirpitz embarked upon a massive shipbuilding exercise intended to produce a naval fleet equal of Britain's, unarguably by far and away the world's largest. So the UK is starting to see Germany is trying to compete with us on the sea. At that time, no one competed with the UK on the sea.
No,
they were the creme de la creme.
They had probably been king for the last 100 some odd years.
Yep, exactly.
By that point.
Despite her success in the naval race, Germany's ambition succeeded at the very least pulling Britain out of the European alliance, and it has been argued brought war that much closer. So in other words, now you're basically Wilhelm II was pushing the UK to form an alliance with France and the other countries who would be against Germany.
Now, if I remember correctly,
there you go. Yeah.
Didn't the King of England at that time, didn't he have roots to Germany? Wasn't he part of their blood?
No, it was the Wilhelms had their cousins to Tsar Nicholas.
Right. Okay.
No. Yep. So those, if you look at the thumb here, I'll show you. Did you see the thumbnail?
Yeah.
You see that? You see the guys on the ends? They look awfully alike, don't they?
No, they do.
Yeah. That's the way it was in monarchies back then. That's the way it was, right? Everybody was related to everybody that were ruling each other's countries. It's just really strange.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, what do we got here? Oh, yeah. Entente Cordiale. I think that's how you said it. Again, that's Britain getting into an alliance with France. This 1904 agreement resolved numerous leftover colonial squabbles, most significantly, although it did not commit either to the other's military aid in the time of war, it did offer closer diplomatic cooperation. 3 years later, 1907, Russia formed what became known as the Triple Entente. Triple Entente, which lasted until World War I. Again, that's the Triple Entente was Russia, France, and the UK.
Yep.
Anyways, well, let's get in. I'm good. Here we go. Whoa, Russian War with Japan.
Yeah.
Japanese beat the living shit out of the Russians in 1904.
They did.
Beat the shit out of them.
And the average height of a Japanese soldier back then was 5'4". Isn't that amazing?
And then, of course, you got the Balkans, the Balkan War, the first Balkan War, the second Balkan War. Again, everything.
It just starts to collapse right now.
It just starts to collapse. And then that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to get into. You could see.
So, it's one thing. People, when we went to school, for the most part, until you go to, take a college course in history, you really don't really find out how big this war was.
Yes.
I mean, it went from one tip of Europe all the way to, you had Iraq was involved, you had Afghanistan, you had India. I mean,
It was all over the place.
Hey, Japan was in there.
Japan was in there.
I mean, it was.
Will, to your question, here you go. A family affair. The First World War has sometimes been labeled with reason a family affair.
It was.
This was derived from the reality that many of the European monarchies, like I said, many of which fell during the war, and don't forget the Ottoman Empire, the British monarch, King George V's predecessor, Edward VII, was the German Kaiser's uncle, and via his wife's sister, uncle of the Russian Tsar as well. His niece, Alexandra, was the Tsar's wife. Edward's daughter, Maud, was the Norwegian queen, and his niece, Anna, the Queen of Spain. Marie, a further niece, was to become Queen of Romania.
And that's the thing. Back then, you would have a monarch that didn't speak your language.
Nope.
You know, like who was it?
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't Catherine the Great? She was German, right?
Right, she was German.
Yeah, she was German.
She didn't speak Russian.
Nope.
No, not one freaking bit.
Not at all. But again, guys, I'm just kind of I just wanted to talk about this. The reason why is because, like I said, you may be able to find some parallels with what's going on with NATO.
And it was and that was kind of where Woodrow Wilson got his idea for the League of Nations, really, was that seeing a house of cards collapse like that.
Right. But unfortunately, his idea of League of Nations
didn't last
went nowhere. They didn't even get past the Senate. They couldn't pass the Senate.
It was a flash in the pan. It became a comic book.
It did. Absolutely.
Literally inspired a comic book.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Oh, man. But again, you could see now, don't get me wrong. NATO is a much more, it's not as ambiguous as all these alliances that happened prior to World War I. That's why I think it's lasted so long where it hasn't created a.
You think about it like this. I mean, you didn't have one alliance back then. You had double alliances in case somebody was going to screw you over. So, for example, France was going to back, at country A, they would back somebody else too. Sarajevo. Sarajevo. Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I've been to Prague. Prague was beautiful. That's the closest
I heard Prague is pretty good.
I'm telling you, that is the most beautiful city we went. That was awesome, man.
He came back and he was like, dude,
it's so
a cool place to go.
You want to talk about stepping back in time? It feels like you're in the medieval ages.
That's what he was saying. And,
it's crazy. A lot of history.
I actually used to have a little Pinocchio doll. My mom, my grandmother actually went to Prague on a trip, and she brought me back a little Pinocchio doll. Guess they're known for their minarets or something like that. I don't know.
But I just want to put this out there, guys, just because of what's going on in the world. You got, like I said, you got NATO stuff. You got a lot of these European countries who are getting a little. This is okay. More than anything, this is why I think it's important that the United States has to be involved in this in somehow, some way. I'm not look. I'm talking about diplomacy. Okay, I'm not talking about going over there and shooting. You don't want war. But we got to show some resolve and some strength, because if you let European nations start taking matters into their own hands, it could, not saying it's guaranteed, not saying that it will, but you start letting them get their own ideas of what they want to do, it could get pretty damn ugly.
Right.
Just look at the entire history of Europe. So many wars, all because, they couldn't get along with each other, right? Whether it was power politics, whether it was religion, you name it. So United States has to play a role in ensuring that we don't come to blows again. Because if we really come to blows, and Will, I was talking about this earlier because in the very beginning of this website that I was reading, it's called firstworldwars.com, which is awesome. They expected this to be a small war, nothing big, right? And I say this all the time. Once bullets start flying and cannons start firing, it takes on a whole different. It takes on a whole world of itself.
I mean,
and you just don't know where it's going to go.
I mean, we've acted ever since then. We've acted as the mediator between between all those countries.
And you know what, Matthew? Good point. See what happened? What's just so weird. Yes, we have NATO is a security alliance, right? It's not an to an extent for defense, but it doesn't preclude from other nations dealing with Russia for energy.
Right.
This is the problem. This is the problem, Germany. And I said this years ago before I was even on YouTube or anything. I'm just talking amongst friends and all this other stuff. It's going to come to a point in time when Germany's going to rue the day when you're going to rely on your energy from Russia.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. That's what's happening.
The last couple of years, they've been, they've been experiencing exactly that with Russia. With gas shortages and whatnot.
Yep.
Have fun there, guys.
Exactly. You rely on a quote unquote, this might be a strong word, but if you're relying on your enemy for your energy, what do you think's going to happen? Come on. I don't know what happened. There's there's got to be something written out there somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe there isn't. But what happened? Because there was such, when NATO first formed, the first few years, even during the Cold War, it seemed pretty strong, right? But I guess you could say, the point of inflection was when the wall fell and the Soviet Union dissolved. And I think that was the things of to come, I guess, I mean, everything changed.
Right.
Everything changed. Oh yeah. We can get into that. And that, again, this is kind of talking about what I'm talking about, Senior. Now you got Trump, who's not president. He's a candidate. He's meeting a world leader, the Hungarian world leader. And Orban isn't exactly a democracy-loving type of leader either.
Well, he knows how to handle his opposition.
Yeah, you just kill them, right?
It's called brute force.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
have you seen the videos of how they treat their protests out there in Hungary? They beat the shit out of those protesters.
The thing is, guess what? Hungary is a damn NATO ally.
Yeah, they are.
Turkey, who has come out and said, the leader of Turkey, did you hear what he said?
Oh, Turkey, yeah.
Hamas is not a terrorist organization.
Well, Erdogan, man, I don't know what keeps him from being bombed, but
I don't know. But because you know why? Because he's part of NATO. That's why.
Well, there you go. But I mean, holy crap! But I mean, Jesus, dude. Outside of that, why is that country does not belong in NATO? I'm sorry, but just the way it is, man.
I don't understand why Trump is meeting Orban. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, he said that. He said that, and no nation is going to tell him otherwise.
Oh yeah, Senior. Erdogan has been backing Hamas since day one.
And take a guess where the Hamas leaders are staying.
Well, they're staying over there
in Turkey. Yeah,
they're going to Lebanon first to get to Turkey.
Yep.
But yeah,
and by the way, things again. I keep saying it. The northern border of Israel is going to get ready to kick off.
Oh, 100%.
It's getting ready to kick off.
Yeah, Johnny. I think Soros is Hungarian. He lives.
Yes, he is.
He lives in Macedonia. Hold on. You got to put it the right way. He's a Hungarian Jew.
Yeah, Hungarian Jew. Correct.
By his own definition, which is strange because he kind of a little chaotic against his own people. Really, I mean, it doesn't make any sense what this guy's doing. But whatever, it is what it is.
Germany's hypocrisy is ridiculous. They want tons of money and protection from Russia, but I know. I smell
the thing about Germany too is they also poo-poo on their allies. I mean, look at last week. What happened last week? You had them. they said, "Hey, Russia. By the way, do you know France and Britain have troops on the ground in Ukraine?"
Right. And we're not going to give no Taurus missiles. No. We're not giving no Taurus missiles. And then what comes out? Oh, yeah. Germany and Ukraine are in secret talks to give them Taurus missiles. Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing?
After outing France and the UK, he's getting outed by the exact thing that he was complaining against?
What are you guys doing?
I don't know, man.
Lay down the Pilsner, my friends. Lay down. Oh, excuse me, that's a Czech beer. No offense to Czechs, they make the best beer in the planet. It's called a Pilsner. Lay down the lager, the Dunkels.
The Dunkel.
the
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Or Dunkel Dunkel.
The
Those are
Dunkel.
good. German beer is the best.
German beer. Hey, have you ever had Rock beer? Smoked beer?
No.
Holy crap! It's literally smoked beer,
Really
and
interesting.
it tastes amazing. It's really good.
Belgian beer is pretty good too.
Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah.
I love my triples and my doubles.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They also got like a cherry beer that they
Creek
make. The
beer.
Monks
Creek beer. Yep.
Creek. Yep.
The old Creek beer. Yeah,
That's
I know
it.
that pretty
Yep.
well.
The Monks make that stuff.
Yeah, the Trappist monks. Trappist
Yeah.
beer is so good. Oh my
Yeah, because
god.
because they can't eat anything else, so they drink the beer because it has all the nutrients.
If you guys want to experience one hell of a beer, I recommend West Mall Triple, and you could probably pick it up at Total Wine and More.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I got to go to one of those. Not.
Oh my god, it pours out like a golden. It pours out like a gold color,
Mhm.
and it tastes like a freaking. I don't know how to explain this,
like
but
a dark.
it's like a meal. It's a full body beer. It's about 9% alcohol.
Mhm.
This thing is amazing. There's so many
Wow.
flavors. Yeah, still Artois Belgian. Yeah.
Gosh, where else can we go? But yeah, I thought this would be a good topic because I wanted to talk about the lead up to World War One.
And it's kind of similar to what's happening. It kind of
Yes.
parallels what's happening now. The
A little bit.
fracturing, a little bit of the fracturing.
You got Poland and all the Eastern European countries who are saying, "Hey,
doing their own little thing."
Yes,
while trying to maintain alliances.
Correct. Yep. Because let's see, you got the Czech Republic, you got Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. They're all on the same page. Poland, all four of those plus Czech.
And let's not forget how much the Czechs hate Russians. They were, after the fall of the Soviet Empire, they were literally hanging people. They were lynching them.
Hey Val, I was just adjusting some of those wrenches because Jim, for some reason, kept getting booted, and I didn't know who it was. So I only got a few people as moderators now. No, no offense or nothing. You didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah, it wasn't just Jim. It was like I think even Johnny T got.
I think John. Yeah, there was a few people putting in timeout.
Chase.
It might have been an accident, which is fine. I hope that's all it was, but I just want to make sure.
Hey, what's up, Glenn? How you doing, my friend?
Oh my gosh. But oh my God, everyone started talking about, they want me to, you didn't do nothing? All right. Then I'll bring you back on then. You've been a dedicated guy.
And if he times out, Jim is probably just having funsies. Val and Jim spar here and there. That's what they do.
Oh yeah. That's all good natured. Yeah. There is nothing to that at all.
No.
Let me get into this. But there's a few people they want me to talk about JD Davis, but I'm waiting until tomorrow. I can't. I'm not gonna, that's baseball stuff is for NorCal. I'm not gonna.
DFAing Bart and then it's tempting, right?
Yeah. Wait, where did I? Oh, wait, did I do it through here? I think I did it through here. Hold on, Val.
Oh shit! What'd you do, Jim? What did Ramos? Oh, no, not Ramos. What did you do with Ramos?
What the hell did I do with this? Where is this? They did, didn't? Did they DFA Bart?
I don't think they did. Not yet.
No. I don't think they did that.
No.
I'm trying to remember where the heck this is at. Figure it out in a minute.
Well, they have a link. They have Joey Bart linked to the Tampa Bay Rays. Interesting. Oh no, I misspoke there, senior.
Oh, I know how I did it. Now I know. Now I remember.
No barbecue, Mark. No barbecue. And I did a a chicken adobo de pollo with some charro beans.
There you go.
I love making chili sauces. Actually, I think if you add a little bit more, like maybe some masa harina to the adobo sauce, you make probably pretty damn good enchilada sauce.
Oh, we're talking food.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about on NorCal tomorrow. Big time. Big
Russell
time.
Wilson
You guys,
signing with the Steelers. Holy
no
crap!
kidding.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Oh,
Interesting.
no way. No way. Hold on a second. That's hilarious. Yeah, well. Oh yeah, he does indeed plan to assign to the Steelers. Hey, you know what? Actually,
You bet, Val.
that's probably a pretty good move for him. His last couple of
Wow.
years was just some. I mean, he's a great quarterback. I mean, he really is. He's just kind of been a kind of a coach hell, I think. Moving to the Steelers makes sense. They got plenty of weapons. I mean, he had plenty of weapons before, but I mean, it's the coaching that he had. Whatever. Yeah, Jim. Yeah, Farhan wins the Beavis Laugh of the Year award.
Hmm.
Well, that's exactly that, Johnny. I mean, shit, we were talking about that in our group chat the other day. I think Los brought it up. If you combine Schmidt and JD, you've got a cheaper version of Chapman.
Wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. I can't wait, dude. I've been raring to go, man. I was like, why cannot this be Monday?
Why is Chardo in here? Chardo's fans of Chardo's everywhere, man.
Yes, he is.
You'll see Chardo.
Man, dude.
My first encounter with Chardo was when he was on Rombo's. Rombo would let him call in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he would Rombo would let him call in, and that didn't last very long. Oh shit!
Yeah, like Civil. Yeah, we're gonna be definitely getting into some more Civil War stuff. No doubt about it. Absolutely favorite subject. I don't know nothing about history. I love this. Hey, appreciate that, Jim.
Right on, man.
Right on. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, exactly. How else will you know about the time in Arizona? Now it's all the same.
Yeah.
Well, the best rides of Great America. Good old Chardo. He's all right. He's an all right guy. I don't mind Chardo.
He's good. He's trying to be funny.
Yeah, he's trying. It's all bueno. It is what it is. The Rambo movie is definitely fun.
First Blood.
First Blood all the way, man. That's the best one.
First Blood.
After that, it's like, okay, I get it. Yep. It's like Beverly Hills Cop. The first one's the best one. The rest of them just suck. I have not seen that one. That's the one with the B-17s, right? Cryptic. I have not seen that one.
Which one you got? Oh yeah, I think it also has some Tuskegee Airmen stuff in there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Of course. Not that it's a bad thing, but
yeah. So when we were in high school, what stuff is this stuff you covered? Jeez.
I remember the triple entente being talked about in high school. That was.
I'm trying to remember. If that Civil War history for sure. Of course, some World War II. World War One, I'm sure is a little bit. I just don't recall it. The one that sticks out in my mind the most is Civil War, and I think it was just because of my instructor.
One thing I don't remember them talking about too much, which I thought it was cool too, and this applies to Canadian history as well, is the mountain men. Holy crap! Guys like Jedediah Smith, Hugh Glass. Those guys have some amazing stories of the frontier before it became states and whatnot. The fur traders, who English, Canadian, and American fur traders. My God, those are some hard men.
Chugall is not good.
No, not at all, man. I think it only takes a couple of beers too.
I remember watching Indiana Jones Chronicles in middle school for history to show us trench warfare. Well, I tell you what, there's the Ukrainian war, Russian-Ukrainian war, a lot of trench warfare going on there.
Which is weird.
What's fantastic is because I kept hearing the future is going to be drone swarms, and that's what's happening. Ukraine is using hundreds.
Well, I mean,
hundreds. If the Russians are attacking, there's literally hundreds of drones coming out and attacking them.
You remember 10 years or 12 years ago now? Yeah, Black Ops 2, 100 kilogram activated. What did you do? You went and hid.
Yeah, you can't hide with drones. You can't hide.
What was the other one they had? Dude, that game predicted the future right there. The drone swarms.
Let me see. Oh, you talking about Call of Duty?
The drone swarm activated. Okay, I'm gonna go hide out in the fog.
That's literally what's happening, man. Crazy.
I'm telling you, hey, Glenn, that Hudson Bay Company, all that stuff is amazing history. No. And then if you I was watching a documentary on, what was it called? Oh, the Terror and what was the other ship that was there? There was two ships that got lost out in that out near what's it, Baffin Island or Baffin Bay? Man, that was those guys are eating their own shoes and whatnot, trying to discover the old Northwest Passage back in the day. Amazing history.
Oh, here we go.
That back then, that was the equivalent of being a freaking astronaut. I mean, those guys were going out to the great unknown.
Here we go. Yeah, I hear you, James. I hear you. Here we go. This will lighten me. See that thing shimmy?
Oh shit! How do you?
Did you see it shimmy?
Well, you know what that means, right? It means stall. Oh man, that's good. Yeah.
Look at that thing. Hey, you know what that is, right? It says it up there. F-22.
I was going to say, was that going to be a 22?
Did you see that thing just shimmy? He
was feeling that vibration.
Oh yeah, but that's the F-22. And I don't think I would have vomited 4 times.
Hold on, play that back real quick. He was actually stalling on his way up before something.
Oh yeah, because what happens is on the takeoff, they do it's a high angle of attack. They go straight up, and then he gets to the top, and I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, so that's like what they do when they deploy.
You kind of do this. It's kind of gradual, right? Well, the F-22, he goes up and just does this. And then straight down. And that's what he did at the apex.
Oh, okay. So they call it a hammerhead.
But it's more of in the loop. It's not kicking the rudder.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, I got you.
You're basically
a hammerhead's a full-on stall and a flop.
Stall, and then you kick the left or right rudder.
Right.
And But it's like you're doing a loop, but it's like a hammerhead. I guess that's the best way to tell you. Here, we'll do it one more time.
That is freaking gnarly.
Here we go. Just land back on it again.
There he is, yeah. Oh, okay, here we go.
He's going to kick out some flares.
He's inverted.
There's some flares.
Oh, he just stalls that sucker and dips it down.
Nice, straight back down. A couple more flares.
He's doing like a full on. Okay, that is nuts.
Yep.
That's probably something only that platform could probably do. That is crazy.
He does the 1-inch punch.
Well, I got a book on the 1-inch punch over here.
There it is. Right here, watch. Ah! Did you hear that?
It sounds like an explosion.
This guy is a former Chinese Special Forces.
Well.
Oh, hold on. Let me go find this.
That's Val's got a good question here. What's a better fighter, the F-16 or 22? Well,
F-22 by a long shot. No, there's no comparison.
However,
None.
Which one has a better fighter actual record in combat? It's probably the F-16.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the F-22 hasn't really been in combat.
And it's been shot down by F-18s with guns.
Let's see. Where the hell?
In war games.
Oh, in war games?
Yeah, not in real life, but in war games.
Okay, I'm trying to find something here. Was it Defender? Dang it. There is a damn...
No, the F-22 is more of a full-on fighter aircraft. They didn't really have
that thing
much
is...
It's an interceptor. It's not really too much of an attack aircraft.
It can be because it's got weapon base. So it could go in there, not be detected, drop its bombs, and get the hell out of there. I've been reading the oh gosh dang it, what the hell's that guy's name? Hold on 1 second. Let me find him. 1 second.
Oh, that's right. Erebus, yeah.
The F-35 just got qualified to begin. Where's it at? Got authorized to carry nuclear bombs. It got nuclear certified.
Good old nukes, huh?
The B-61. Remember we were talking about that?
People know that. So there's actually there's a version of the Black Hawk called the Sea King.
Yes.
That one can actually launch a nuke too.
Where's this?
The second Top Gun movie, that was F-18s, Super Hornets.
Where are we at here? There's Defender. Where the heck? I think it was this guy. Hold on. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, Glenn, What's American History is actually pretty fascinating.
Dang it, I can't find it.
The French-Canadian War, the French-Indian War, and the Revolutionary War. There's so much history. It's not even funny. Especially the shopping companies.
There was a clip out there, and I can't find it on all the Twitter feeds that I normally have. There was a guy around the BMP. He's running around a BMP, which is the infantry fighting vehicle for the Russians. And a drone was following him around. He kept hiding from it. He was trying to shoot it, and he kept running around.
Holy shit.
Well, he eventually...
He lost, huh?
He lost. Exactly.
Oh, my God. Could you... Man, you talk about shit in your pants. There you go.
Yeah, you're done.
Oh.
That's all you got to do. You trip, you're done. Crazy.
Oh, speaking of Canadian history, probably one of the best fake Canadian history movies ever is probably Slapshot. Slapshot's a great freaking movie, man. Slapshot and Slapshot 2. Good old Paul Newman.
You know what? Canadians played a huge part in the D-Day.
They did.
They landed on Sword Beach. As a matter of fact, Glenn, just so you know, when I went and visited Normandy, Sword and Juno. I think they were Juno Beach.
Sword, yeah, Juno.
We were at the demarcation line between Sword and Juno, and the hotel we stayed on overlooked the ocean. It was beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, they played a huge part. The 2nd Canadian Division. I mean, them and the British eventually took Caen, the city of Caen. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
huge part.
We were on an FTX. It was a big event. There was units from everywhere there, and I don't know what the hell happened, but somebody got their intel wrong. The MPs got their intel wrong, and they captured. They thought what they captured was OP4, but it actually happened to be a Canadian major. he was actually out for a run.
I got a good story. Hold on, let me go warm up my coffee. I got a good story about this.
All right. Good old Canuckians, man. We love you guys. You guys' military is pretty good. That's for sure. You can always trust them. I enjoyed working with the Canadians. Canadians, the Aussies were pretty cool too. The Germans are just freaking weird. I don't know how else to explain that one. And I'm pretty sure Romo could back me up on the Germans being weird. Holy crap. What else we got in here? Yeah, the F-22 is pretty cool. Yeah, I saw the F-22 in person. Shit, what was that? The Mather, the Hellraiser Cena place? No, what's that, man? I'm not sure what does like something to do with nanobots, or is that a video game? I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Hellraiser Cenobites. See, that's one thing a lot of people forget, I think, here in America, just how much the Canadians contributed to the war effort, not just in World War II either. World War One. I mean, hell, you guys were even up here during the Global War on Terrorism helping us out.
All right, I'm back.
Yo.
What is this? Close to 100 ships from Canada and over 14,000. Yep, exactly. Landed on D-Day. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the 2nd Canadian Division. Pretty sure.
And that's what I was saying. People don't really. It's one thing that's kind of like not really talked about is how much the impact they had on the war effort.
Right. Oh, they played a huge part. No doubt about it. Yeah. Absolutely. Real quick.
Oh shit! Yeah, Hellraiser. Okay, yeah. Never mind. What am I talking about? I've seen Hellraiser.
So you're talking about during FTX they captured a Canadian major instead of
they didn't just capture one. They took him to the ground and zip tied him and everything.
When I was stationed at Travis, we had an FTX. We had to fly out to Volk Field in Wisconsin, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh god, that's gotta suck.
So I was an EET member, which is the exercise evaluation team. So basically, I'm a judge, right?
Yeah.
Well,
you what we call an OCT.
Yeah. So hold on, but I was also OP4. There was 4 of us that was OP4, right? Yeah. So in between me evaluating, I would also go do OP4. It was awesome too, man. When I was we had hold on, listen to this, man. We had M16s, right?
Yeah.
With the rounds and everything, not the fake. So this is so awesome. There's only 4 of us that are OP4, right? So we had one guy go to the main gate. He was the diversionary. We came running across the other side of the field, just blasted away, right? I come running across the motorboat, and they're outside in their mop gear because everyone's in mop at this time. They're at mop 4. And I come around the corner going, bam, 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 and I'm just hip firing, right? I'm hip firing. And I heard all these guys with their masks on. Oh, shit. You hear them all clanging around in their freaking boots and all that shit. They try to go get their guns, and they're trying to return fire. I go run into the tree line, and I'm just throwing rounds out. Just pop, pop, pop. They could sound like pretty cool. There was 3 of us. And because we had the radio. It's kind of cheating. We had the radio because I'm EET.
Yeah.
And we're here. We're being overrun by what did it say? The SPs, the security police. We're being overwhelmed by a massive force. It was 4 of us, man. And we were just laughing, dude. Laughing. Man. Anyway, so that ended. So I go back but my uniform was in where our office was. So I had to walk across, and I'm just, because at that time it was a regular BDUs, and I just had my BDU pants, everything, and just a black shirt.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But I had my damn badge, my EET badge. So I'm walking over there, and all of a sudden these guys from I can't remember who it was. Who was it? I can't remember what office it was. They started freaking challenging me. I'm like, look, I'm EET.
Give you the call.
Oh, dude, turn around. No, get down. I was like, look, I'm EET. And then there was another guy who was EET. He was the chaplain EET. And he's, because he knows who I am, because I've seen him. And he's looking at me like, not knowing what to do. I'm like, hey, I'm EET. What are you doing? So finally, I just had to cuss him out. I was like, you guys don't know what the hell you're talking. I said I'm freaking EET. You see the damn badge? Oh, man, it was so funny.
Anyways,
that's what it reminded me of, is when you said someone got captured. They tried to capture me as an EET member.
I remember this one time we were going to FTX, and we were in this briefing. I can't remember what the kind of briefing it was, but we were in a briefing because you had to check in and all this fun stuff. And sitting on a table was all the freaks right there in the open, all the frequencies for all the radios, to include OP4.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, hold on a second. When I looked over at my NCO, my assistant there, one of my fellow NCOs, I'm looking over, and I took my camera phone out and went, boom, I took a quick picture. And then we went back to, I remember going back to our site, and you would hear on the radio, yeah, we're going to attack the DFAC in 40 minutes. Hey, guys, you got 30 minutes to get chow. They're going to go attack the DFAC.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Oh, my God. That was such a good FTX.
Some of these exercises get nuts. I've heard stories.
Oh, dude.
In Korea, when they would get the Korean Marine, the Rock Marines, they said by the end of the exercise, it was getting so bad because it was just the competition comes out to an extent. I guess that's the best way to say it. And the Marines were having nothing. You know what GBSs are, right?
Yeah.
Ground burst simulators. They were throwing those in the Rock Marines were throwing those in the damn what do you call them? DFPs. They were throwing them into DFPs, basically disorienting anyone in the DFP and then attacking. You're not supposed to do that, right? It's supposed to be a damn exercise. Well, it was getting pretty real.
let me tell you about some weirder crap than that. There was a female nurse who unloaded her old M9 Beretta into the damn barrel in front of the DFAC. That's how she cleared her weapon.
Oh my God!
She cleared her weapon.
Cleared it by emptying. Oh my God!
Right in front of the fucking DFAC.
Oh, I bet you people were running.
Oh shit!
No way.
Oh no, true story, bro. 400
wow.
2014.
You know what's the best though is when you go out there and you're going out there and you're doing combat arms for your qualification, and it never fails. Someone hits the freaking they release the magazine.
Oh,
instead of shooting it, book, and then they panic.
What
and
happened?
They don't.
I remember one time one of the sergeants got pissed off and kicked this guy. Well, I think he kicked him in the helmet. To be honest with you. You got a double feed. Stop pulling the trigger. What the hell are you doing? You're trying to blow yourself up?
Unbelievable. Golly. Ooh, this is interesting.
Hey, what's up, Charlotte? How you doing, man? How was life?
Ooh, interesting.
I remember one time I had a damn double feed on a qualification. That pissed me off so much. I was like, you gotta be kidding. You gotta drop your magazine. You gotta pull the fucking thing back, charge the handle back. You gotta drop the round out. Then you gotta put the magazine back in. In other words, you lost about 2 or 3 targets.
Man,
hated that. Pissed
I
me
gotta
off so
forward
much.
this.
I probably would have got expert that day. You're done. You're done, Bingham. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sergeant. I have, Shardo. Peloton's cool. I like the recumbent bicycles because I guess I'm an older dude now, so they're easier on my back.
Let's see what else.
But yeah, that's good for you. That's good for you, man. That's good exercise. And you could like program it to do all kinds of cool stuff. You could do the Tour de France, which is coming up, by the way, not too long from now, into May.
Oh my goodness.
You know what, dude? I was thinking about the other day. That would be a cool trip to go see some Tour de France action. If I was stationed in Europe, I would go get an art, take a couple, maybe a week of leave and go do an RV trip somewhere.
Oh yeah, and go watch the different stages.
Hey, oh, dude, that'd be so cool. And see that guy that wears the devil costume. You ever seen that guy?
No, never seen him.
He's this old man with a big old white beard. Looks like a reverse Santa Claus. Instead of being a nice Santa Claus, he's actually a Satan. And he dresses in this devil costume. He jumps around. And he's hilarious. The guy's a character.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Oh, I don't have my own channel. Not yet, Glenn. One of these days, maybe. I don't know. I've been mulling around. Well, I'm not a huge fan of Beretta, Johnny, to be honest with you.
Because Berettas, they stagger their rounds in a clip, and I don't like that.
I didn't like that either. It felt, and then
it feels weird. It feels like the handle,
right?
It feels like you're doing this instead of it's a weird feel.
I was trying to, I was kind of trying to get that point across in one of our group chat because it didn't feel right in your hand,
right?
And then it also it's actually a heavier pistol.
Is it like that? Is it? I thought there was a few magazines that were straight up and down, not where they were staggered. Pretty sure there's some that go straight up and down, right?
For the Beretta?
If I'm not mistaken, I fired a P1. Matter of fact, when I was in NATO, I had to fire a P1. I'm almost positive that it wasn't staggered. Yeah, see, I don't think it was more than 10 rounds. The P1, that was pretty cool. They had basically a safety button on the handle that you had to squeeze before you could pull the trigger.
Right.
It was weird feeling.
That's kind of how
squeeze it, and then you'll be able to fire.
The Glock has its mechanisms on the trigger as well.
Yes, I know it's an HK. Yep.
Squeeze the Glock.
I wanted to fire the rifle, but we didn't. They only allowed, because it's NATO. I guess it was only pistol. Did you know what they actually trained us to do? And I swear to you, this is no joke. No joke. When we had to go qualify on the P1, there was, because they got what do you call it? The paper sitting out there, but it's indoors. It's not outdoors. It's not, it was different than the American. You had to train. I shit you not. You had to train shooting an attacker in the leg. This was NATO.
Well,
listen to this. This is back between 2007 and 2010. We were trained. You got to try to shoot the guy in the leg. Like they're running away. Basically, the scenario is he's running away. So you got to shoot him in the leg. I'm like, what? Shoot him in the leg?
Man, I remember.
It was weird.
It was kill box.
Yeah. Kill box.
It was
center mass. It's always been center mass.
Yeah.
And if you happen to drift up and hit him in the head, that happens. If you hit center mass, you got more room of.
Hey, you lollipopped around, right? You lollipop it, and there you go. Now, the only thing I have to say about Glocks, Jim, is this: do not buy a Glock in 40 millimeter, because that thing, boom, you'll be up here. That thing jumps like you would not believe. It's 40 millimeters too powerful for a Glock, in my personal opinion. 9 millimeter, even, and you know what? To be honest with you too, Glocks kind of jump a bit in 9 millimeter as well. So, what I like though, I like the P238. I like a 380, which is a 9 millimeter short, is what that is. you can mag dump on somebody and that thing will just stay put. You're not gonna have any of that jump or nothing. 380 ACP, that's a pretty damn good round. And if you get the Fiocchi Plus Ps, oh man, that's a good everyday carry.
This was
Somebody stole my damn 380, so I don't have my 380 anymore, unfortunately.
I got stolen?
Yeah, I got stolen in San Francisco.
Oh.
Somebody broke into my damn truck. I forgot my damn gun was in there. I'd come home from I think I went home for Thanksgiving or something. And whoa, there we go.
The gate guards was carrying this MP7. It was the coolest looking freaking gun I've ever seen. The gate guards at the NATO base that I was at, fantastic looking weapon. God, I want to be able to fire, but only the security guards were able to do that. That kind of sucked. See, yeah, exactly, Mark.
I remember towards the end of my career, there was actually some terrorist attacks on base, on multiple bases. So our gate guards were Humvees with 50 cals. Oh shit! Unfortunately.
Hey guys, if you haven't seen it, go check out Damon Brute. Well, you know what? Here, check this out. No, never mind. I'm not going to bring it up. We'll talk about it. It just came out an hour ago. That's all I was just going to say. Yeah, we could kind of talk about this. Look at this.
What's up?
You guys tell me what this. Does this mean anything?
Oh.
That's FanFest, guys.
Hey, Charlotte, how was FanFest? You were there, right?
That's freaking FanFest.
Charlotte was a FanFest.
Do you see a problem there, guys? You see a problem?
Yeah, I see it right now. It's in the it's in the batter's eye, and it says Confest.
There is nobody there.
That's right.
That is like look at that. There is nobody there.
But at least the seats are padded now.
Oh my god.
At least the seats are padded.
Yeah, Mark. That's crazy, isn't it? It just tells you the state of this franchise. And it doesn't help when you don't have players there. So
there's that. But I mean, even if your players aren't there, for an organization as storied as the Giants are, to still
True, Aaron. But still, come on, you're going to Oracle Park. Usually, people want to go to Oracle Park.
Exactly, and you should want to see somebody like Will Clark or any of the old veterans. I don't know if Willie Mays gets out anymore, but I don't.
Yeah, you could bring out some of the legendary players. Why not? Right?
Freaking A, man. I mean, it's one of the greatest franchises of all time. It's the most winningest franchise of all time.
I'm sorry. I get that it got spread out, but man, you want to see something else, right? Yeah, maybe you're right too, Aaron. That could be it. Maybe probably you just want. See, but are those true?
But even then, though, even if it's just they spread them out, you would think people have us on the calendar. Hey, I'm a tourist. I'm touring San Francisco, and today happens to be San Francisco Giants Fan Fest. Let me go see the Giants Fan Fest. I mean, I don't know. I'm not on the board of tourism for anybody, but
it seems like there should be more. That's
yeah. For a franchise as good as this,
and usually FanFest is bringing a lot of people.
And don't forget, most of your Giants fans are diehard fans. They've been fans for a long freaking time.
And that's that's the point I was gonna make. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Autographs are nice, but there's some true fans out there that just want to go out there and see the field and maybe listen to some of the people talk.
I mean, you've got guys like, even Rothberg. He's from the East Coast, but he was around when they were still on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And he's still a fan of this day, being over there, 3 hours ahead. It's amazing. Yeah. I tell you what, that food truck park there on 10th and Harrison probably has more traffic than that damn ballpark.
Oh yeah, exactly. You're making that money on that food. Heck yeah.
I'll tell you
Everyone
what
loves
though.
good food.
I lived not for the first time I moved to San Francisco. The first time I lived there, I lived 2 blocks from the stadium. I didn't go to a single ball game. And then I moved. Okay, I was on 8th Street, so they're on 3rd Street. So never mind, I was 5 blocks away from the stadium. I went to a couple of ball games then. But what they were doing though, you know what they were doing? They're actually renting out our parking garages
Mm-hmm.
to fill the overfill spots. They're actually renting those out. You can actually buy a parking spot into our parking spot in our parking garage.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
I thought that was a little interesting. That's how they're making a little property manager making a little extra money there.
Yeah, exactly. We talk about that often, Aaron. I think you know that on our show. That it's the social thing to go to the game and to the park rather than going to the game. It's baseball.
Right. The people who I hate to generalize, but most people, a lot of people who go to Oracle Park these days are there for the selfies. They're there for, oh, look at that, I can see the bay. Oh, cool, whoopty woo! I got myself this nice, hot dog and beer at Oracle Park. They're not, the rest of us, on the other hand, are like, we're not going to pay money to watch this BS. And I think the other thing about NorCal Sports Network too is, most people in that chat are diehard fans. They want to see what's good for the team.
Yep.
And because of that, you see a lot, people go, oh, stop being so negative and stop being this, and that. Well, hey, guess what? It's called being a realist, and it's called being a true fan. A homer to me is not a true fan.
No.
Someone who's able to deduce down, who's able to deduce the bullshit from the chaff. That's
correct.
A real fan, and
that's all you're saying. Look, just because you're critical doesn't mean you're not a fan.
No, not at all.
A fan does not or insinuate that it's an undying, hey, no matter what they say.
The people who come out and go, well, we can make the wild card. I don't give a shit. Jeez. I want to win a World Series, dude. Like, my bar's over here, homie. It's right here. Wild card is, I don't give two rat turds about, wild card. Freaking whoopty freaking woo.
Hey, this week, Starship IFT number 3.
Oh, that's right. It's going to be fun.
Oh, I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Can we get to freaking Mars before we die, please? Can we do this? I mean, you think it's a possibility? I would hope it is by now. It's 24. Shit. Or at least get back to the moon without tipping over. That'd be cool too.
Without tipping over, that's pretty good. I know, man. How does that thing tip over?
Well, they seem so cool about it too. We lost connection with the lander. Why is that?
Yeah, it's on its side. Oops.
Tipped over, homie. What gun is what, Shardall? What are you talking about, my friend?
What gun is? Oh, you're way behind. If it's the one I put up, it's MP7.
Oh.
All right. I think I'm about ready to shut it down here. I don't think there's anything else. Anything else you could think of? I can't off the top of my head.
Well, I mean, it
was a good discussion on this the stuff leading up to World War I, though.
You've always got what's going on between the Russians and everybody else.
That's what I was gonna get in. How about this? I guess they're gonna go through with this damn artificial port.
Yep.
All I know is I see bad things happening. Bad things are going to happen. I think they get attacked.
There was also so we did an A drop on And well, apparently most of it landed in the ocean,
Yeah.
and a couple of pilots landed on top of people and killed them.
Yeah, because the parachutes didn't open up.
Oh my god!
Oops. But yeah, anyways, they're gonna build the artificial dock and help. There's gonna be an attack. Yes, I will have a Vietnam show planned. Yes. Don't know how. Oof. Man, that one could go a whole bunch of different ways on how we want to attack it.
Yeah.
Aaron, what do you think? You think we should focus on a specific battle, or maybe kind of like what I did today, kind of the prelude?
Shit. I mean, this is the reason why I wish my grandfather was still alive instead of booze taking him early.
My dad was in Vietnam.
Your dad was in Vietnam, so yeah.
From 68 to 69.
Would love to talk to him. My grandfather did 4 tours there, and unfortunately he passed away in '96. So
yeah, my dad passed away in '91.
They weren't young back then.
Yep. But yeah, I definitely want to do a Vietnam show. God, I don't know. Like I said, we could go so many different ways on that. We'll have to figure that one out.
That would be that'd be really cool. I'm looking over at. I have a box of my grandfather's awards. I'm staring at in the corner.
Oh, nice.
Presidential unit citations and stuff.
Gosh, I don't even know because there's so many damn things. We could get into the tactics. We could get into politics. I mean,
LZ X-ray, Idrong Valley.
You're talking about Hal Moore.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
That was definitely a
and not just breaker. That one, but after when the retreat from the Idrong Valley was also a massacre.
Yeah. Do a show about guns? Yeah, we could do that too. Maybe we get into the Civil War rifles, the 58 calibers.
Civil War guns would be good. I have a book on that over here.
Yep. I'm not an expert on that, but I could sure do some reading. Man. Yeah, I mean we could do that because that was what 1965. That's before it. I mean that's kind of, I guess 65 was kind of the year when things really started kicking off in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Because that was the first major engagement with the North Vietnamese army, not the Viet Cong.
Yeah, the
NVA was smart, man. They understood you meet the American army in force. Usually doesn't work out too well. So they understood what was going on. We just happened to catch them as they were marching through, right? Something like that.
Pretty much that's what's happened. I mean, they what Vietnam changed so much. I mean, we're still talking about Vietnam to this day when you're in the army.
Oh, absolutely. It was a game changer as far as, because it was a rude awakening because we were so used to fighting a certain way after World War II. And even after Korea, you could even say the Korean War was similar to World War II.
And hell, you know what, to be honest with you, and then we went to Iraq and then things changed from there. We had MOUT training.
Yep. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just do an overview. Maybe do a timeline type of thing. Yeah, we could get into that. No doubt about it.
Real quick before we take off here, if anybody is interested in, like, I was talking about the Mountain Men earlier, a good channel for that is called the Wild West Extravaganza. The guy does a pretty good job on his, kind of like the little documentaries about certain people during the Wild West, and he does a lot about the Mountain Men. Hugh Glass, Jim Bridger, Jedediah Smith. Really, really, really good stuff. It's kind of you won't be able to watch it. It's more of a podcast, so you just play it in the background. Which comic is that, Johnny?
The Nom. I've never seen that comic ever.
No, I don't think I've had
The Nom. Never heard of it.
My uncle was stationed at Travis during Vietnam. He was.
Oh, there we go.
He was a plumber in the Air Force.
They used to have a Nike missile system there in Travis.
Did they really?
Yeah, I'm mistaken. I think so.
Wow.
Wait, I'm almost positive. I thought that. Let me look. I could be wrong.
Well, you know what? That's one thing people don't understand is most of the West Coast had a bunch of Nike missiles, and there's probably still some silos. Vandenberg's got silos, right? I think
Who?
Vandenberg, they got a couple of missile silos out there.
Yep. Travis Air Force Defense Area, Nike Air Defense System, consisting of several Nike missile batteries to defend urban, industrial, and military targets from Soviet bombers. Yep.
Well,
I knew
there
it
you
did.
go. There you
And if I'm not mistaken, there were nuclear missile silos in Lincoln.
go. Really?
Yes.
When
Yep.
we go visit
Or
one
it
of
was
those?
attached to Beale Air Force Base. There were actual nuclear missile silos.
You ever go to Lincoln? Lincoln's a pretty cool.
Used to drive through there all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good Mexican food over there, man. Damn. Hey, you know what?
I used to drive through Lincoln to go to Alberto's over on over in
Oh
Rockland.
yeah, in Rockland, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, I know.
that's where I would go. I
know
bypass Lincoln, go straight to freaking Rockland.
it's right. It's on the other side of Sierra College. Sierra College
Yep,
Boulevard.
exactly.
Yep,
You
yep.
take Sierra College, go under the highway, and it's right there.
I know exactly when you're talking. I was probably going. Well, when were you there at Beale?
I was stationed there from 2010 until 2014.
Oh, never mind. I wouldn't have gone there. Then I was already
Still
in
in San Fran.
I was already in the army.
Oh, there you go.
But prior to that, though, I would have been over there at that. That's one of the better ones.
Awesome.
No, Chardot,
We're getting ready to close it down, Chardon.
We're peaceful this month.
Next show will probably be middle of the week, say Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere around there. I don't know. Should we get into Vietnam then? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Maybe we will. Maybe we can get into Vietnam. Maybe that will be the Vietnam show then. I know Matt said he wanted to get into another 9/11. We'll have to get into a 9/11, another one. Maybe. We'll see.
In
We'll
what
figure it out.
regard, though? I mean,
I don't know. That's
like,
what I'm trying to think.
like so. I mean, because you kind of have to be careful about stuff like that. because
Yeah, I know.
sometimes,
Yeah, I know. He also wanted to talk Space Force too.
Oh,
Did you watch State of the Union real quick?
I
you
tell
watch-
you,
the Space Force commander was there. I was like, look at that.
I'm trying
Thanks, Val.
to. I'm trying to save my brain cells as few as I have left.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I hear you.
that freaking skunk.
It was
There's
just-
nobody that really. I
No
tell you what.
one cares about that anymore. It's all, especially this time since it's an election year. It was just a campaign speech.
What the hell, Shard? Are you turning into damn Delilah? Say you don't take a man's power away like that. Talking about.
Yeah, I let it get for once it starts getting too itchy, then it's got to go.
Yeah, I let mine grow out too, and I just go, you know what? Eventually, it's gotta
Yeah.
come off.
Absolutely. All right, guys.
Anyways.
Thanks for joining. We'll appreciate it. Next
Yeah.
episode, we'll do it either Wednesday or Thursday. We'll do Vietnam. Why not? Let's go
Sounds
to
good.
get after that one.
That'd be fun.
All right, guys. Again, thanks for joining. See you guys in the next one. Catch me tomorrow night. NorCal Sports Network, 8:30. Should be a
good one.
barn burner. That's what I'm
It-
thinking.
It'll
That's what
give
I'm
you a
guessing.
rush.
Oh man, it's gonna be.
What a rush!
It's gonna. I better take some slow, deep breaths before I hit go live. I'll tell you.
Gotta get the lotus position going in your chair.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm. Yeah. Anyways, guys, see you tomorrow night, 8:30. We'll catch you in the chat over there. All right.
Deuces, yeah, I'll be
Take
there.
it easy. See you guys.